Hello, and welcome to the Lucy Liu Show, the fueling station for your mind, business, and life. And now, here's your host, Lucy Liu.
Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to episode 149. A lot of people struggle to have a thriving business, but the truth is, successful women business owners make great impact and actually never work on evenings and weekends. I believe it's possible to make more and work less. And that's why I invited my guest today, Fabienne Fredrickson, who also believes that it's possible to make twice as much, but working half the time. Fabienne is a beloved mentor to thousands of women in business, founder of the Leveraged Business Program, and she runs her multi-million annual business with 3 kids. She is the author of her book, The Leveraged Business, How You Can Go From Overwhelmed at 6 Figures to 7 Figures and Get Your Life Back. We're here today to talk about how you can have it all, how important your mindset is to having it all, and how your feminine energy can be your advantage. So enjoy this episode and have a great day. Welcome to the show, Fabienne.
Thanks for having me, Lucy.
So you are a mom of 3 and you've been a business owner for 20 something years. How is it that you have it all?
Well, I think it really, I'm really glad you asked that question that way. I think having it all means not having it all according to other people's standards, but having it all as it relates to what makes you deeply happy. So for me, 20 plus years ago, I started a business because I wanted 2 things. I wanted to make an impact and a difference in other people's lives, and I wanted freedom. And at the same time, even though I wasn't married at the time and I did not have children, I wanted one day to be able to have a career, because that was a non-negotiable for me, a career that would allow me, if I wanted to spend great amounts of time with my children. And I've been able to do that. I've been able to be with my 3, they're almost all teenagers now, and build a multiple $1 million a year business. I've been at multiple millions a year for 14 years, only sharing that. If there's anybody here who is curious about how that works, with it all kind of going pretty well, considering the pressures of both sides. I mean, I'm happy to dive deeper into how one does that, but that's a little bit of where I am right now.
I love that. And I'm the same. I never work on evenings. I don't work weekends. And when my daughter's on spring break, guess what? I get a 2-week vacation as well. So that's what business is all about, right? It's having the freedom to actually enjoy being with your family or loved ones, partners, whoever you would like to spend time with, and making money as a fun byproduct, really, to have that thriving business.
Well, that's if you're intentional, right? But I've worked with tens of thousands of women for whom that wasn't the case, because they bought into I have to be available for everybody. I don't get to set boundaries. I need to put everybody else's needs first and my needs and my family's needs last. So yeah, like you figured it out. I figured it out, but not everybody has it figured out.
The thing is, though, I think most women buy into the belief that when they want to make more money, they have to work more and work harder around the clock, that hustle. I mean, I've been there, right? I don't know about you, but I've been through the hustling stage at my, younger days. But really, that hustling only gets you so far. It gets you to a place, but eventually you'll burn out and get stuck. So now I absolutely believe that you can make more money working less. And you move faster when you actually slow down. Would you agree with me?
100%. And I actually just wrote an entire book about that a year ago. And it's quietly creating a revolution around women business owners. It's called The Leveraged Business. And it's this idea that while the male perspective of doing business is all about pushing, doing, working all hours of the night and just sacrifice. I don't believe that we women actually work that way best. The entire Leverage to Business book is about doing less better. And it's about the concept of leverage, which is small effort, large results. And part of that is about looking at what actually produces results in your business. If you look at the Pareto principle of the 80-20 rule, you can see that 20% of your efforts equate to 80% of your results. But yet we are bred to work hard and to, what is that? Like, just like sweat equity. But if you're being really strategic about your business and you begin to leverage the things that are already working, leverage the right team, leverage the right systems, business model, etc., you can work. I work 3 to 4 hours a day and yet am able to generate that because of leverage. And so this whole idea of like, we have to work until like kidney depletion and exhaustions and burnout, that is an outdated concept if you build a leveraged business that manages itself.
Yes. So by tuning into this episode, it is possible to make twice as much, but working half the time. But Fabienne, what powerful mindset shifts would you say produce the best results?
There are many. And the first one I'd like to share with you is what got you here, whatever here is for you, whether you're making 5K a month, 10K a month, 20 or 50K a month consistently, is not what's going to get you there, whether it's 750 a year, a million a year or more. You have to understand that the person you are today with your identity, your mindset, your beliefs, your fears, the rules that you have about success in life are what are creating your results for today, what you're generating in income and your freedom and your satisfaction and fulfillment. The person you are today with your mindset is created your results today. If you want new results, if you want a new abundance, new freedom, new impact, you need to change on the inside. Now, what does the changing on your mindset level mean? It means looking at what are my beliefs about. Let's just say you want to make $1 million a year, but get 14 to 16 weeks of unplugged vacations a year. What are your beliefs about who that type of person lives, believes and acts like? And anytime there is a belief around that is in non-alignment, disalignment with what you have today, what you want to become, that will not happen. So it's about looking at your rules, your beliefs, your fears, and shifting those on the inside so that you can act differently on the outside.
Absolutely. I cannot agree with you more. And there's always that next version of us that we're going to need to embody in order to become that.
If you want to have whatever your next level is, you need to first become that person in your identity, in your self-image. Why? Because the opposite of that is willpower. And, a willpower will last 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes for most of us. The real results get created in your subconscious mind, which we'll call mindset for the purposes of our time together today. And 95% of our actions come from the subconscious realm, from this identity, from this self-image, for how we see ourselves to be in the world, what we think we're worthy of, what we celebrate in the world. And identity drives behavior. So you can will yourself to become this $1 million business owner with all this free time and building all these houses and wherever you want to build in the world for other people. But if you do not see yourself that way, and this is the whole premise of the book, right, that I've written, is mindset first methodology. It doesn't even matter about your strategies and actions. They will not work. I'm putting my stake in the ground. They will not work until you believe they will work for you. And that requires doing the work on the subconscious realm, on the mindset realm, which is why you must apply a mindset first methodology. And this is what we do at Bold Heart all day long, tens of thousands of women, mindset first, because that's what creates changes.
It's so true. And I think a lot of women have this misconception that because of the economy, because of the pandemic, or because of XYZ, there's always a reason. There's always going to be excuses. How to get out of your own way is what you need to figure out, right?
Mm-hmm. And part of that is looking at the way the world actually works. The way the world actually works is not about all action. And that's a very masculine approach to life. But because the masculine has been rewarded for so many thousands of years, we women, especially who know we are meant for more, have wanted to be rewarded. And so we lean a little too much in the action way of approaching all of life. And so we've lost half of ourselves. And if you look at anything that works in nature, look at the yin and yang, look at masculine, feminine, light and dark, hot and cold, everything works when it is 50-50, or at least there is a balance between the two. And so if we want to get out of our own way, we need to stop being masculine all the time, whether we realize we're doing it or not. It is about employing the feminine aspects, that powerful feminine element of building a business or building a life or whatever it is that you want. And looking at, okay, so the masculine pushes us to action and pushing and solo and accumulation and competition, where the feminine energy of being and rejuvenating and pulling as opposed to pushing, and rejuvenation and intuition and feeling and collaboration and nurturing and compassion. When we bring these things into our business, and this is what we do with our women, we bring the feminine in, and because they've already mastered the masculine. And when you have the two together, they become incredibly powerfully feminine. They know when in the day to step into their masculine and when in the day to step into their feminine. And because of that, they don't burn out. Because of that, they have the intuition and the strategy, the pushing and the pulling, and it all works together. And that is how you get out of your own way as a woman in business.
Beautifully said. Use your feminine strength. It's more needed now than ever. And especially I feel like we're so lucky. We're so lucky to be living in today's age, being a female business owner, being a female leader in today's age. We have unprecedented advantage over the women, that lived hundreds of years ago. And so really use this power, use what you have already, and your well of wisdom, your power is already within you.
Mm-hmm. And, dare I say that we've experienced so many thousands of years of masculine. And as the world will show you now, it needs more feminine energy and compassion and love and nurturing than ever before. So if I dare say it, the future is feminine. This is your time to be unapologetic, to use your voice, to take up more space, and really, again, to be unapologetic about your feminine power, because while it has been ridiculed at best, tolerated, it is now more important than ever that you be that powerful feminine force that perhaps you've not given yourself permission to be up until now.
Love it. So if you're here with us, believe that it's absolutely possible to run a multi-7-figure business with a bunch of kids, working on 3-hour days. Anything you put yourself out there is possible. So Fabienne, with your days in and out of running your business and running around with your kids, what is your favorite quote that you go by?
I really believe that the reason my company is named Bold Heart is because I have for years been asking women to put their ear to their heart and listen hard to the things they are passionate about, not what the world wants for you, but the things that you are passionate about. And then when you know what that is, you boldly take action, bold heart. And so the thing I would invite our lovely listeners to do is to give themselves permission to really tap into what they value, what they're passionate about, and then reverse engineer how to get there, seek out help, whoever it's from, that can help you get there, and take the next right step day in and day out without apology.
Beautifully said. Thank you for your time, Fabienne. Where can we find you?
You can find me at boldheart.com. That's where you can get a copy of my book, The Leveraged Business. I also wrote another book called Embrace Your Magnificence, How to Get Out of Your Own Way and Live a Richer, Fuller, more abundant life. And of course, I'm on all the social at Fabienne Fredrickson. You can find me there.
Thank you.
To all the beautiful souls listening, thank you for joining me on this episode of The Lucy Liu Show. When I'm not podcasting, I am coaching high-achieving women in life transitions, getting unstuck, kissing overwhelm goodbye, and living a more joyful and fulfilled life through strategic goal setting and mindset transformation. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe, rate, or share this with a friend. And don't forget to join me for the next episode. Remember, there is always a way and more blessings are coming your way. For free resources and show notes, head over to lucylucoaching.com.